got a brand new trademark from Game Freak themselves that could be huge. It is some sort of media trademark, which could entail that this is going to be some sort of game, and it could be a big celebration for the 30th anniversary for this year. We're now halfway, a little bit more than halfway through this year, and many fans still believe that the 30th anniversary has kind of, low-key, just not been a great 30th anniversary celebration for Pokemon. I think one thing to remember though is that apparently the Pokemon Company did have a lot of plans for the 30th anniversary, but a lot of the things just got delayed until 2027, which is like the new norm. I swear, everything's just getting delayed, everything keeps getting pushed back with video games, movies, just quite literally everything. But hey, at least we have things to look forward to for next year, and at least we know that there are things that are still going to be releasing next year, so 2027 won't be just kind of a bland, washed out year. That has me extremely hyped, and I'm really hoping that this trademark is something to kind of fill in that gap for this 30th anniversary, because we were supposed to have more. The 30th anniversary was supposed to be way bigger, and even if this is not some sort of ginormous game, I just want to get something as long as it's good. I'm not saying I just want to have anything just to have anything, but it seems like at least they are working and they care enough to potentially be giving us something. So let's break it all down, because we have some leaks to cover and some information about this specific trademark. So right here you can see Pokemon Spot. It's the new trademark from Game Freak, and apparently it's a video game trademark. Soul saying that he wonders if it's just some random mobile game, or it could be bigger than that. Could be a surprise 30th anniversary game for this year. Right here you can see that trademark. Now we have some information from some of the internal, I guess you could say, sources or documents. A very reputable person, by the way, and that is right, you guys may or may not have guessed it, we got Ball Guy responding to this tweet saying, if anyone who finds this has a shred of care about it, I believe this project is known as P30. Omari had some sort of role overseeing its development as well, which is very interesting, and I kind of feel like that's a pretty big thing if Omari is overseeing its development, or apparently overseeing something with this game. And now P30, what could that mean? That could be Pokemon 30 for Pokemon's 30th anniversary. I've seen some other people say, like, what if it means like Project 30, which I don't know about Project 1 through 29 specifically. So if I'm gonna guess, I'm gonna assume it's 30th anniversary related just by P30. And Omari has been the director of many Pokemon games like Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, Pokemon Sun and Moon, Sword and Shield, and Scarlet and Violet. He also has been a part of a lot of other Pokemon games as a whole, so this is a person that has been involved with some big, mainline Pokemon games. So the fact that he is involved with whatever this Pokemon Spot trademark is, and by the way, whenever this thing does come out, I don't think it's going to be called Pokemon Spot. I think it's going to be actually like a real name. My hope, my desire is for it to be some sort of like classic game, but honestly, I feel like the odds of that are probably pretty low, but it's not zero. The odds are not zero, because we genuinely have had a lot of hints and rumors, and I guess you could say almost leaks in a way, of some sort of Pokemon Classic Collection dropping, or the Generation 3 ports, which, I've talked about before, so I won't blab about that right now. But in the future, I can't promise that I won't talk about it again if we get some more information about it. And right here, the same thing from Centro saying that the category is used for electronic video games and applications. And something else that I do think is extremely important with this is that Centro is saying whatever this is, it is not Karasu, which Karasu is the game that we believe is Pokemon Legends Galar. Karasu is a couple of years away. This is a game that's probably most likely going to release after the Winds and Waves DLC. So we'll have Winds and Waves in 2027. The DLC is probably going to be 2028, although they could always, drop the DLC in 2028 and Karasu in 2028, but Karasu is most likely going to drop 2029, and it's probably going to be Legends Galar or the next Legends game in general. Somebody said that they are begging to get Ruby and Sapphire this year. Centro saying doubt it, which I think is possible, but we'll just have to see, honestly. And here you can see everything translated into English if you do want to pause and read, which this is a lot, honestly, so it seems like it's going to be bigger than just something random, I guess. Like, this seems like something pretty important. Something else that I haven't talked about yet is that apparently there's a leak for a new Pokemon movie coming out next year that's going to be based on the TCG, but if I'm not mistaken, I swear I saw a post from somebody else saying that this movie is either canceled or the whole plot has been changed. But I think it's inevitably gonna happen where we do get another movie. Obviously, another movie is always gonna happen for Pokemon. It may or may not be next year. It may or may not be based on the TCG. Let me know, what is your favorite Pokemon movie of all time? There are so many that I have not watched, and I really do want to go on some movie marathon of all of them, or at least most of them if I can. So let me know, what do you recommend? Now let's talk about more big leaks that I have not talked about. I'm saving this one. I've been saving this because it's pretty interesting. And this is for Winds and Waves story and apparently the prequel anime. So let's just hop right into this. The story of Pokemon Winds and Waves is related to time travel. So just based on the trailer, I have no idea how this game is going to be based on time travel, but that does seem interesting. I was hoping that when we did get a time travel based game, it was going to be Celebi, a Legends Johto Generation 2. That's what I was really hoping for. I still think that's possible, and I think it's going to happen one day, but man, hopefully. What's a Legends game that you guys would really love to have for any generation? Let me know if you have any theories about like what it could be, because I know people want like a Legends Alola with maybe some of the Ultra Beasts going up to space and stuff. I feel like there's like so many possibilities. But anyway, there will be a prequel anime to the game that's going to be similar to Pokemon Twilight Wings, which tells the backstory of the professor and the champion. The professor is 14 years old while the champion is 20 years old. However, at the end of this series, 30 years before the events of the games, the professor is sent back in time. Thus, when we meet him in the games, he's actually older than the champion, and the prequel anime will have the protagonist, the professor, the champion, and another girl. So I remember we did hear something about this a few months ago about how the professor does get sent back in time, and then there's two professors, but it's the same person. I have like the slightest like vague memory of that, and I wish I could find that original source because I can't remember where that ended up going, but that would be insane. So that would make sense, I guess, where the time travel comes into play, because I don't know if the entire like storyline is going to be us traveling time. I just can't imagine Game Freak really going that far, to be honest. But specifically, if that professor, you know, came back in time, I think that would make a lot of sense, and that would be extremely interesting. And if the professor truly is 14 years old and the champion is 20, that's crazy, because we did hear, like I just said a long time ago, that the champion and the professor are very young. But then I swear we did hear about the champion being very old and wise. I might just be confusing things, to be honest, because I've been known for very bad memory. Let's just say that. So I think either way, that sounds like a really cool storyline, and I'd be really interested to see exactly how they pull this off within the games. And then of course the anime side of things sounds really interesting. I like when they switch things up because it's different, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's definitely different. And apparently we have more trademarks other than just Pokemon Spot, but we also have Coral Basin, Aren't You From the Rocket Gang, and then Pokemon Spot. I don't know what the other ones could be. Coral Basin does kind of sound like some sort of like, I don't know, TCG or TCG Pocket, but this one with Team Rocket, I have no idea, because that is a weird name. It kind of sounds like maybe like a short series or something like that. I don't know what category these ones are in, but yeah, Pokemon Spot, like we said, could be some sort of new game for the 30th anniversary. The Coral Basin one could be the Pokeopia DLC. I feel like that kind of goes hand in hand. Now let's talk about the ride mechanic of Winds and Waves. So we know we were supposed to have something way better than what we're getting, and the real thing is going to be the Rotom scooter, which you may or may not have heard by now. It's kind of cool, very lame in comparison to what we were supposed to have. We were supposed to legitimately ride on top of Pokemon, completely legitimately hop on those fools and then start moving. So this is apparently how it was supposed to work in the game, and I have it kind of like, you know, miscolored and blurred out a little bit just in case your boy gets in trouble for showing this, because you know how things go. But yeah, this is how it was supposed to work, and man, do I wish we were getting that, especially since the games are coming out next year. That is crazy that we're not going to be getting this, but who knows, maybe, just maybe, they actually implemented that in the game. We don't really know yet, and we won't know until the game comes out where we get some more trailers and stuff. So anyway, with that being said, thank you so much for watching today's video. Please make sure you like and subscribe if you have not already to help reach my goal of 45,000 subscribers. Any support goes such a long way. And join up the Discord server for a giveaway that my bro Jzard and I are hosting, completely free to enter, like legitimately 100% free to join. We just want to give back to you guys whenever we have the opportunity, and the reason why it's in the Discord server is just so we could keep track of everybody. If you are really watching this far in the video, comment down below your favorite candy of all time. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.